Is manifestation real? Yes, absolutely. What is manifestation? Manifestation is using the power of your mind to change and create the reality you experience. To me, it's a self-development practice, a way of living, and a mindset. What's the key to manifesting your dreams? Well, I created my own 7-step guide to manifesting, which really teaches you everything you need to know about manifestation. But at its core, it's really all about self-belief, knowing your worth, taking aligned action, and showing up as the person that you want to become. What's the biggest myth about manifestation? The biggest myth is that manifesting is magic, or that it's just about positive thinking. A lot of people think that you can just sit and visualize what you want and then it will come to you. That's just not the case at all. There is no thinking your way to success. You do have to put in the work. How can I start acting on my dreams? There's so many ways you can do this, but one thing that I like to start with is thinking about your future self and using your future self as your decision maker. So what would my future self do today? What would their morning routine be? What ways would they step outside their comfort zone? And start showing up as that version of you from now. What mindset shift leads to real change? I think developing a positive mindset is, of course, incredible, but I also think it's about adopting an abundant mindset. So an abundant mindset is when you believe that there is more than enough for all of us, that you already have so much. And I think this keeps you attracting more abundance into your life. It stops you from falling into envy and comparison, and allows you to actually see that there's opportunity all around. The opposite of abundance is scarcity. Living in a scarcity mindset, I think, keeps you stuck, and that's when you believe that you're in lack or that there isn't enough for everyone. What daily habits keep you grounded and focused? Definitely meditation. I used to really struggle with this, but even just a few minutes of slow, deep breathing can change my whole day. I notice that the times when I allow myself space for stillness, and it doesn't have to be, sitting cross-legged and meditating for 15 minutes. Like I say, it can just be a couple of minutes of just deep, slow breaths. Those are when my best ideas come to me. How can people stop self-sabotaging? Well, I think that the first thing to do is recognize why we self-sabotage. So we self-sabotage because our subconscious finds comfort in the familiar. It craves it. That thing, maybe a habit, a person, a routine, isn't good for you because it's familiar. Your subconscious will always try to drag you back there. So, for example, if you're used to feeling bad about yourself and then you go on a health kick and you try to feel more energized and more confident, then your subconscious will start to panic when you reach that new place because it feels unfamiliar, and then you self-sabotage. You'll go out drinking or binge on a McDonald's, and that's just your subconscious taking you back to what it knows. But just having awareness of that self-sabotage cycle can be enough to allow you to break it. What's the biggest challenge in personal growth? I think that people rely on motivation to help them make change, and motivation always wanes. That's why I think that you really need a really strong why. You need to know your purpose. You need to know what's really driving you, and that's going to be what helps you when motivation doesn't. What's the most common mistake in manifesting dreams? People become really obsessed with their goals, and that obsession can really quickly turn to desperation. And desperation comes this place of fear and doubt, it's insecurity, and that actually blocks us from receiving and having the things that we want. So really the trick and the secret of manifesting is knowing what you want, but then being able to let it go. How can I stay positive during hard times? Well, look, to me, optimism isn't feeling good all the time. It's knowing that even on hard days, better days are coming. And I think that it's really all about understanding that challenges, rejection, obstacles, they are all part of your story. They are all learning experiences. There's a great quote that I love, which is sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. How can I overcome setbacks and doubt? I think it's all about changing your mindset. So when we are faced with rejection or struggle or challenge, we can use it to show us that we're not good enough, that we're not enough, that we aren't worthy of it. But actually, it's just about seeing all of those things as an opportunity to grow and to learn. There is always a lesson to be had, and there is always light on the other side. So instead of feeling that you're stuck in this tough place, just get excited for what it's going to feel like when you're out the other side. How can I build a career in self-help? Start by just helping one person, whoever that is. It might be a friend, it might be a community member, but start helping them in any way. It might just be talking to them, it might be through something that you've learned or that you've studied in, whether it's a type of therapy or a form of healing. And then from helping one person, get feedback, see what it is people need, what they respond to, and then try and help another person and just grow slowly from there. What's the biggest lesson you've learned from helping others? I think there are so many things that I've learned. I think I've learned that we are all, as humans, connected through our vulnerabilities and our pains, and that everybody is going through struggles and challenges, and that actually building a community where we can be kind to each other is one of the best things that we can do. I've also learned that it feels good to do good, and it can really help build your confidence when you can add value to other people. What's the best advice you've ever received? Somebody told me once at the very beginning of my career that I had to enjoy the journey, that the hustle was actually the fun bit, because that was the time where you had the first win, the first client, the first piece of press, and they were absolutely right. And I took that on board, and I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed the growth and the journey. And when you can do that, you're not just waiting for this imaginary end moment to feel good. You feel good the whole way through. What advice would you give someone to feeling lost? I would say that it is such a natural experience to find yourself in a place like that, but there is absolutely hope on the other side, and that you really do have the power to change your mindset, and through that mindset you can make your life feel absolutely magical.